Hey guys, Jimmy Jailbreak here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going through the build sheet on my 2023 Dodge Challenger Hellcat Jailbreak. Alright, so I got the build sheet on my phone. I'm going to pop it up on the screen too. You guys can follow along. I'm just going to basically run through it quick and kind of just show what I have done. It's going to show the standard options. So I went with Tour Red. It's my favorite color. Red's always been my favorite color. I think it just really pops on this Dodge in particular, especially in the sun, guys. It really shines up and cleans up really nice. Obviously, I think there's plenty of other great colors in the lineup. Destroyer Gray also looks great, but really can't go wrong with any of the colors. Obviously, it's a Hellcat, so it comes with the 6.2 supercharged Hemi, and the standard transmission is the 6-speed manual Tremec, which I kept, and I think is what makes this car kind of special. Under that, it's got all the basic standard equipment. It's a 23, so it's a last call. It has the last call plaque under the hood, all the other fun stuff, adaptive damping suspension, line lock, launch control, drive modes, pretty standard stuff really with all the SRTs, and even the scat packs have a lot of this stuff. All right, jumping down to the interior, you can see it's got your basics, you know, your 200 mile per hour speedometer, the SRT leather wrapped red logoed steering wheel, which actually is pretty cool. There was an option to get it with the white, but you know, with the car being red, and I kind of stuck with the red theme here. Some other exterior stuff. Red brake calipers. Next, we're jumping up to the optional equipment. This is kind of where all the fun stuff is, where you can kind of really customize it, especially these jailbreaks, to the way you want it. So I did get the Alcantara. Now this versus the leather. In my old SRT, I did have the leather, and it was phenomenally comfortable. Great leather. I didn't opt for it this time. I like the way the Alcantara looks. I like the way it feels. I like the way it's going to wear. Leather, you know, you can wear kind of funny over time, just the way it is. It kind of gets those wrinkles, especially in those high traffic areas like the left bolster. So that's why I went with the Alcantara. Yeah, for $2,000, I think getting the Alcantara is a well worth upgrade. It's interesting that on a $68,000 car, cloth is standard, but you know, here we are. Then the customer preferred package is pretty sure it's like it's a mandatory option that gives you the jailbreak package for $995. Next, I got the driver convenience group. Basically, this has the HID headlamps, blind spot monitoring, and the fold-away mirrors, which, you know, not really, I wouldn't say a make or break for your car in general, but, you know, good to have. Next, I went with the Harman Kardon stereo upgrade. This system is, to me, it's worth the $2,000 to get the better system. The bass is great. The highs, the lows, the mids, everything is really spot on this system. You know, I hear a lot of people say you don't necessarily need, you know, you want to be listening to your motor and the engine and the supercharger, which I get to an extent. But, you know, for $2,000, get the upgraded sound system. You're not always romping on it, so when you want to just have a nice, quiet drive, you want to listen to your music, I think that's the way to go. Next, we had the demonic red seatbelts, $395. Just matching the theme. It's red to match the red of the car and the red and black kind of theme of the car. So I did pick that up. I think it was worth the $395. There was two other colors you could have chosen from. They did have the like sepia tan kind of seatbelt, and also the hammerhead gray, which are also really, I thought, were pretty nice. That's a nice option to get. Suede headliner, $499. Another upgrade that I think was totally worth the money. Just the feel and the touch and the texture and just the premium look you get from the suede Alcantara style headliner. $499. It matches, you know, the seats. It just adds that premium touch and premium feel that you would expect out of a $70,000 plus car. Almost should be standard in my opinion. if you notice, I didn't also get a sunroof. Now, this I can tell is pretty controversial. Me personally, especially with going the suede headliner, you're getting more, I guess, bang for your buck. You're getting more suede. They're not cutting your suede out to fit your sunroof there. Also, you get a little more head space, a little headroom when you have the sunroof not optioned in your car. You're also going to get a slight weight savings. You know, it's a preference thing. Me personally, I don't really use sunroofs often. I don't think they're completely necessary. But I totally understand some people love them. Demonic red floor mats, 99 bucks. You know, looking back in retrospect, I guess the red does kind of match everything else in the car. I don't know if it's necessary, but for 99 bucks, why not? And then I got the $199 blackout midnight metallic exterior badge. This basically just changes your badges from that silver or gray color to black, just kind of matching the black and red theme. Dark engine turn interior accents. So this is one of those features that this was the trim that was standard on all previous Hellcats. This like machined aluminum type of overlay, and on 2023 they switched it out to that standard polish that you would get either on like a Scat Pack or the regular Challengers. I did want to get the carbon fiber initially, but that was not available when I put in the order for my car. So I stuck with what was the old stock, which is the dark engine turn. And with all that, it comes to a total price of $79,666. A lot of money for a car that hasn't changed much. So you're asking, James, why would you spend so much money on a car that you can get used for, you know, 20,000 less? Really, the whole reason I spent all this and I did this was I got it optioned the way I wanted. This is pretty much the exact build I would have wanted, you know, minus a couple things that weren't available at the time of ordering. But overall, this is a perfect car. I'm the first owner. I'm going to be the only owner as far as the future, as far as we could tell. All right, guys. One obvious option that I didn't go over is wide body or not. It's a $3,000 option, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to put it up on here, and we'll see. But I just didn't think it was worth the money, guys, personally. As far as what you're getting bigger set of tires and wheels and some fender flares, and that's it. You're sure it might look nice, debatable. I personally don't love it from all angles. I think it kind of cuts into the body line a little bit, but from like the rear or the front, it definitely looks nice and mean. But that's an obvious option that I didn't go over. I could probably make a whole video on that if that's something you guys like to know or like to hear. Let me know down below. Drop a comment. Guys, I'm going to end the video here. Let me know how I did on my build. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. You think I totally missed the mark? What would you guys have done differently if you could have factory ordered and built your own Hellcat? Drop your builds below. I'm curious and I can't wait to hear and see what everyone thinks and what everyone else would have done.